Hey, what's up, guys? Tyler here with Secureteam. A couple things to talk about today. One of those being the recent awarding of Tom DeLonge as UFO Researcher of the Year. But first, let's get to the main story of today. Breaking news being picked up all over the web as scientists are now theorizing that these mysterious signals that they've been picking up from outer space could in fact be powering alien spacecraft. So to bring you up to speed, starting in 2007, astronomers and scientists started picking up these signals from space, which are known as fast radio bursts, or FRBs. And this phenomenon was completely new, all right? They heard the first one in 2007, and they didn't know what to make of it. And what these fast radio bursts are, it's exactly what it sounds like. They're these very short, and we're talking millisecond long bursts of light or energy coming from random spots in the universe. And up until now, these radio bursts were pretty much just random. They had never heard any of these bursts in sequence coming from the same spot. So they theorized maybe they're coming from a black hole somewhere. But one thing they do know is that these bursts of energy were hundreds of millions of times more powerful than the energy given off by our own sun. All right, they're incredibly bright pulses of radio waves, and it's mystified scientists for years. So then last year, researchers found 16 fast radio bursts, all coming from the same source beyond our Milky Way galaxy. And now we have a pair of Harvard physicists who have proposed that these signals could be evidence of an advanced alien technology. And what is that alien technology? Well, they've theorized that there may be alien craft out there that are being propelled by these fast radio bursts. So in late 2016, when researchers detected what appeared to be the first repeating FRB, where they detected 11 high-energy radio bursts coming from a single source, and then earlier this year, 6 more of these FRBs were detected coming from the same location, they started looking at other theories that were a little bit less natural, we'll just say. And so they're quoted as saying that they have posited that these FRBs are beams set up by an extragalactic civilization to potentially power light sails. Now, if you guys don't know what a light sail is, the technology is still pretty young, at least that is on our own planet. But as you're seeing in this image here, this composite of one of these alien crafts may look like, it's very similar to a sail that you would see on a sailboat. And it's known as a photonic propulsion system, where we have a light sail that is powered by light, or the momentum of photons, or particles of light. Now, some of you out there may saying, but hey, wait a minute. Photons have absolutely no mass. They weigh nothing. Now, molecules, on the other hand, they have weight. And so how can photons, which have no mass, weigh nothing, how can they push against a sail, causing it to move forward? Well, although photons weigh nothing, they do contain energy, which can then be converted to momentum. So basically, you have a reflective sail out in space, and then you have these particles of light bouncing off of it, in turn giving it momentum and moving it forward ever so slightly. The sail then begins to pick up speed, and before too long, it's moving fast enough to the point where it can make its way through an entire solar system in just days. Need I remind you that this also means that there will be virtually zero fuel required to power these craft. And since detecting these radio bursts all coming from the exact same spot, well, now scientists are proposing that these signals could be coming from a massive transmitter, or satellite dish, if you will, out there in space somewhere on an alien planet that is sending these signals out and powering these massive alien light sails. And you'd have to imagine that an extraterrestrial race that is likely millions of years more advanced than us has found ways and means to harness the power of light in ways that we could never imagine. So what may seem impossible to us may be an everyday simplicity for them. So big news. I will put some links to this down in the video description. You can check it out. But here again, I think we have another case of this very slow drip of information, a soft disclosure, if you will, where more and more we're seeing scientists proposing aliens as a legitimate possibility for things happening in space that they, in other words, can't figure out when they've exhausted all other theories. And the only theories that are then left are those of an extraterrestrial nature. You know, they can only keep it quiet for so long. They can only deny the existence, or at least the possibility of the existence of these things for so long. So let me know what you guys think down below. And lastly, before we go today, I've been getting emails and I've been seeing stories about this, but if you haven't yet, Tom DeLonge, who, if you haven't heard, back in the early 2000s, late 90s, he was a member of a music band called Blink-182. I actually used to listen to this band. I mean, it was just a rock band that were popular back then. And if you haven't been following up on the news recently, Mr. DeLonge, after fading out years ago, has come back into the spotlight not because of his music, but because it was found when all of those Hillary Clinton emails were leaked, known as the Podesta emails. It was found that Mr. DeLonge is not only an avid UFO researcher, but that he also had sent emails back and forth with John Podesta, who operated Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign. John Podesta was also found out to be an avid UFO researcher himself. So, ever since then, everyone has been hailing Mr. DeLonge as the man who brought UFOs to the mainstream media, and has now been awarded the UFO Researcher of the Year award, thanks to his contributions to the UFO research community. And, you know, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, really? I mean, where the hell is my award? And where are the awards to the other researchers and YouTube channels out here who have been grinding for years, putting out information, digging into this research, finding data, publishing videos, spending thousands of hours just to have a celebrity be given an award and deemed as the man who brought UFOs back into the mainstream? I mean, this is crazy. And, you know, I don't have anything personally against Tom DeLonge. I mean, he's a UFO researcher, but he hasn't done anything more than I have, or any of the other researchers have. Secureteam's videos have been getting featured in mainstream media for years now, way before the Podesta emails came out. People like StreetCap1, people like Finding UFO, two other great channels, who have published some bombshell evidence. But because Tom DeLonge is a celebrity and was mentioned in the Podesta emails, apparently he is the new god of ufology, and has been given this award by none other than Open Minds Productions. Now, if you don't know what Open Minds is, it's a website that purports to publish news on UFOs, although you can't seem to get to that news without either having to pay a monthly or yearly membership fee, and, well, you get the picture. And you know what? Ever since I've been looking into this Tom DeLonge story, I'm starting to think that they are using Mr. DeLonge as a patsy or a shill, as in they are feeding him false information. Now, it was found through the revelations in the WikiLeaks email dumps that Mr. DeLonge had been chatting back and forth with John Podesta. And it was also revealed that there was a chat session, I believe it was through Google Hangouts, where it was Tom DeLonge, John Podesta, Major General Michael Carey, who is the special assistant to the commander of the Air Force Space Command, and a couple of other people from the government or the military. And later on, Tom came out and revealed that he was in close contact with people inside the government. We're talking people who are in the know, right? And Tom indicated that he is being told by these secret sources of all of this information about aliens that no one knows about, all right? Very secretive stuff here. And so my question is, why out of all of the people in the world that the government could go to, why Tom DeLonge? Why a guy who just years earlier was a singer in a rock band and who once wrote a song, I kid you not, about having sex with a dog? Not joking. Why him? Why would all of these top brass 4-star generals be wanting to talk to Tom DeLonge, giving him all of this secret information? And so you really have to wonder why all of these high-ranking officials would be spilling their guts to a celebrity who was in a rock band 15 years ago. And the only sane explanation that I've been able to come up with is that they are feeding him nonsense, which he will then in turn release to the people of the internet. He will publish in books, and he's written books before, and it'll be misinformation, disinformation. And this is what the government does. There's a great documentary film online called Mirage Men, and it talks about these government officials who, after the Cold War, started giving access to all of these high-profile UFO researchers throughout the 80s and 90s. And what these UFO researchers had thought was access was nothing more than disinformation. They were being fed lies by the government, which they then came out to the public and spread amongst the community. So that's what I believe is happening here. They are using Mr. DeLonge as the figurehead for the UFO movement, giving him an award, telling him a bunch of BS, which will do nothing more than further muddy the waters of this research. So, for his sake, I hope that Mr. DeLonge is being very careful about what he's being told, and hopefully he can take a step back and say, why me? Because the government, my friends, never does anything without reason. So that is all I have for you guys today. Be sure to subscribe, share, and stay tuned. I've got a lot more coming, and I will see you all back here in just a bit. Stay safe, guys.